Greetings everyone, namaste, a warm welcome to you. Hey Gemini, this is your reading for October 2018. We are using the Morgan Greer decks that you see there on the desk. 7 from that, a special draw that we are using, similar to the Celtic Cross. It's called the Mystic 7. It's just a little bit shorter than the 10 card Celtic Cross. At the end we will have an oracle card as well. Now before we get into the shuffling, I did some intuitive work for you, and these are the words that came up. They're kind of like independent words as opposed to a phrase or anything. Intuitive feelings, and it says they may have answers for you, so seek those intuitive feelings. Plants, flowers, feminine energies, the feeling of gentle, soothing, the heart, lungs, and the chest area of the body, and that could insinuate or include the breasts for women. The rainbow that you see in life, so the rainbow may have some significance, or you may see plenty of them in the month of October. And some of you may attend even something like a funeral, or it could be on the cards for some of you. And also to use the white light that we can harness from cosmic energies, and to wrap yourself in it and feel the nurturing from that. So let's put the beautiful heart chakra energy bowl away and shuffle for you guys and see what is coming for Gemini for October for 2018. Okay, I will just shuffle a little bit more. Gemini 2018, October. Okay. So your first card is your current situation, which is the 2 of Pentacles. Your second card is any obstacles, which is the 9 of Wands. Your third card is your aspiration, which is the Star. Your fourth card is what needs to be awakened, which is the Knight of Rods. Don't worry, I will shift the camera to fit it all in. Your fifth card is what lies behind you, or past influences, and that's the 9 of Pentacles. Your sixth card is the next stage, or what is coming next. That is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 7th card is what will be, and that is the Queen of Cups. So let us move that back so that you can actually see the whole display of cards. So 2 major arcanas, 2 pentacles, 2 wands, and a cup. So a little bit of everything, no swords for you guys. Let us start at the very beginning with the first card, which is things the way they are at the moment, and this is the 2 of Pentacles. Now it often talks to us about finances or career type energies in our life. For some of us, our finances are associated around our careers. For those of you who are either not working yet or who have retired from working, your finances might come from a different area, such as you might still be dependent on someone to help provide you with your finances, or you might be investing and living off what you have earned over the years of work. But for the majority of people, I guess, the 2 of Pentacles often signifies coming and going, like feeling up and down, and requiring the need for balance, especially around that area of life. So usually when this card comes out, people would suggest to you, be a bit cautious in the month and make sure you keep some aside for unexpected events, such as bills that you may have forgotten about, and they do turn up, and sometimes we do literally forget about them. Or something that crops up that was unexpected, such as maintenance on a car, or like what happened to me in the month just gone. My desktop computer literally just died on me. So I had to go and get that fixed, and it was, looking like it was going to be $1,500 or more, but we eventually got it down to around $500. But that was an expense that wasn't anticipated, and this is the type of thing the 2 of Pentacles can bring us. Now it can also show us that we could be contemplating what to do with our money, where to invest it, where to spend it, where to put it. So I often see this as feeling as though you're moving money around sometimes. So some of you may change a bank or change the way you've been investing your money. So you might sell shares or buy shares. Some of you might sell or buy a property or a car, or there may be a tendency here or an opportunity for an increase in your job. So you might get a slight, either a promotion or a slight wage increase. But of course we could flip the coin, pardon the pun, and the reverse could happen. So you might notice at work, if you own a business or you're sort of semi-self-employed, that you might see a little less money coming in. The other thing that this card can reference is that there could be a possibility for a job opportunity, and you might attend an interview which could be out of state or in another country, or you travel to it across water one way or another. So quite a good card to start with. There's kind of positives and slight negatives with it, and I think the negatives are more about watching for any little glitches that come. So it's not a major card of negativity. The Nine of Wands in your obstacles position, because normally it would look like that, it would be upright. To be honest, it kind of will still have the same connotation, because the Nine of Wands is a bit of an obstacle card. It tends to tell us that we may have been plodding away at something for quite some time and feeling as though, you know, the walls are still up, the people aren't listening to us, our ideas haven't been accepted, or we haven't quite made it ourselves. We're still pondering on how do you get to the last step, or how do I climb to that last moment at the top of the mountain. The Nine says don't give up, because you've come a long way, you've learned a lot, you've had a lot of creative ideas, and again this can be around our working career or what we're passionate about in life, so hobbies and interests, or slightly tied into finance as well. So these two cards here seem to be talking and seem to be connected, and given that it is the obstacles and it sits that way, I think it's just saying that you could be feeling like, you know, I just want something to shift or change. It's like there's something as if you feel it's stuck around you, and you'd love this wheel of fortune to be turning a bit faster or a bit bigger or a bit more globally. So the Nines always tell us don't give up, just keep going, because you're nearing the end of something. And it could be a creative block, a writer's block. It could be issues surrounding other people at work, in a workplace or a workforce. There could be, you know, things that you have had on the boil, like a lot of different things that you're wanting to see if they come to fruition, and you're waiting. So this might suggest there's a little more waiting until you get some answers from some of these projects anyhow. So it just feels like you start the month off in October with a little bit of stalling and a little bit of, you know, coming and going. You're not quite sure, is it here, is it there, wait, what's going on type thing. So let's go up to that third one, and this is your aspiration. The Star card is lovely to receive in a reading, and it generally lifts the energy of all the other cards around. So if either of these two are causing a blockage or a glitch in any way, the Star card could lighten the load, and she could kind of create a little bit more energy around it to, you know, push it forward so that it doesn't stagnate or stop entirely. So the Star card, especially in this particular deck with these beautiful stars behind it, often references to me the fact that you have support and help around you, and quite often from the galactic or the cosmic end. So things like guardian angels, spirit guides, they're there to help you find your way or help you find what it is you're looking for. So it can be really pertinent at this time in life when that card turns up to utilize those celestial energies and actually call on them for help. So if you're wanting to find something, or you're seeking an answer, or you're seeking a way out, or more movement or activation, utilize these cosmic helpers around you and ask them to help provide a way. You can literally say to them, please help me, I need to see a way forward, I've got a block, there's nothing moving around this project, can you please help stimulate it? And you know what, if you ask that with passion and real feeling, and then you show gratitude after it, you will see things will start to happen. So if this is your aspiration, this could be what you are seeking. You know, you're seeking some external guidance or help or more interaction. The other thing with the star, it talks about freedom, because you can see she has no clothes on there, so she has this kind of personal freedom, physical freedom. Sometimes this is freedom from pain or freedom from feeling tied up to situations or people or relationships, having felt maybe claustrophobic. So she also there is pouring water to and from out of her jugs. And I often feel that this card tells us about the need to make sure our bodies are hydrated, to take on more water, and that water is a really great way of cleansing toxic things from our body, even toxic emotions or feelings, especially foods and drugs and things like that. So the card talks about balance. So you may be seeking more balance in your life in many areas, and interestingly enough, the Two of Wands is the card of balance as well. So I guess we're coming back in a bit of a circle around here. They're telling you you're possibly seeking balance. Balance is required. Call on some extra help to get that done, and don't give up. Like, don't just let it all go, because you're close to getting to this end of whatever it is you've been trying to achieve. And on all accounts, it feels like quite a positive thing that you've been working on or working through, you know, towards positivity. If we come to the fourth card, it's what needs to be awakened, and this is the Knight of Rods. Well, again, he sort of talks to us about our careers and our creative ideas and surges and inspiration, passion and fire. So I've got a whole bunch of feelings about your finances, your career, opportunities, feeling a bit blocked in here, wanting more choices, applying for jobs, some of you attending interviews, some of you will get offered new job perspectives as well. So the Knight of Rods, he is a messenger as such. The pages and the knights tend to be messengers. He fires things up. Look at this dragon sitting on top of his head, almost as if he gets these really amazing thoughts and creative passion and activity. So again, this is kind of talking to you more about this as well. Don't let those obstacles block this creative passion or dream or idea that you have in going forward. Fire it up, because this is, remember, what needs to be awakened. He's kind of like, he gets so excited and passionate and really brings pace to situations. Now, for some of you, this could even be a new person who walks into your life. It could be a new co-worker or possibly a person who interviews you for a job, although he is quite young himself, but that doesn't put him out of that realm. He could also be a great new friend that turns up that you just go, wow, you know, this is really, really cool. I'm just really digging this person's energy. And alternatively, he could potentially be a romantic partner. But a word of caution with that one, sometimes this Knight of Rods, he doesn't hang around for too long. He can come in, like set us all into, you know, euphoria and excitement and passion, and then he can move on again. He's not staying still very long forever. So if he is a person coming into your life, for some of you he may come briefly and really, you know, excite you, which is really cool, and then he may leave again. So just remember, everyone comes into our lives for a time, what is this saying? They will come into our lives for a time, a reason and a season, something like that. So let's move on to the fifth card, which is what lies behind you, or a past influence. And she's sitting really closely here too to her cohorts in the Pentacle world and the Wands world. The Nine of Pentacles is a beautiful card when she turns up. She's, you know, beautiful to look at, so she's visually attractive, she's appealing, she seems to have money and opulence and beauty. she has rapport, she has social skills, she seems to host, she sometimes hosts events. She can sometimes be classified as an earth sign person. So you could almost call her a bit of a court card. She has that type of energy. So for some of you, she may literally be a person who's been a past influence in your life, like a woman of means or knowledge and wisdom or money or social graces, and you may have learnt from her, you may have enjoyed her company, you may have been at functions that she has held. There could have even been something like a summer event for the Northern Hemisphere people that you've attended, and it could have been quite an important event or a fashionable event that you've been to. You know, she could even be classed as sometimes like celebrities, movie stars and singers and things along those lines. So if she plays a role in your life, you may have come across her or met her or experienced time with her recently. The other thing that she does give off is this feeling of opulence around her money. So suggesting that there has been stability or you have had this wealth in your life. And when I say wealth, I'm not necessarily suggesting you were all multi-millionaires, because some of us never get to that position, but you may have felt comfortable with your income. Now, if this is what has been a past influence, it could very well be awakening again, or, you know, coming through as you make decisions moving forward. So her grace and beauty and wholesomeness and knowledge and wisdom may be what you take forward as you're moving through. But whatever role she played, it's a positive perspective on a lot of good outlooks in life. So remember that. And if you feel blocked around here or out of balance up here at all, think of her and try and rejuvenate those feelings or thoughts, or you know, go back to that time when you felt more comfortable, or you thought to yourself, wow, yeah, you know, things are going really well here, and then pull on that energy and bring it forward. If we come to the 6th card, which is what the next stage will be, the Wheel of Fortune. Now, it doesn't come out often. It's a kind of a silent, it's a stealth card. So when it does turn up, I think it has quite an amount of importance in it. It's very much a big major arcana, and the picture kind of tells you how big it is. There's a king and a queen sitting on a giant wheel with an unseen kind of cosmic hand slowly turning the wheel, and this person has fallen off. They're celebrating, they're happy, and they're about to move in a new direction. So the Wheel of Fortune tells us that the cosmos, life, is taking its turn and moving us around, and usually it's considered favourable. So it tends to push us in to a whole new realm or sphere, and it's quite slow. So this turning of the wheel could be taking place over many months. It may have already started for you a few months back, and it could just be merging its way through. If it is just starting now, it could continue until the end of the year and into 2019. The only thing that people kind of have a bit of a negative about this card is oftentimes when big change comes, we get a little bit anxious about it, because as humans, we tend to generally like routine, or we feel safer when we know where we're headed or we know what our path is. So if you drop off any worry about why are the changes coming, or how do I get to the end of it, or how do I even work my way through it, or where are we headed, and you just go, it's all in control, it will be what it will be, and it will work out for the better in the long run, then you can enjoy these celebrations that these two are having at the top of the wheel. So I do like the Wheel of Fortune, and I think it is a good card, and it does promote usually quite big change coming. So just keep a lookout for it and kind of get excited about it and track it and see if you can figure out why it's happening and where you're heading, and that will make it more interesting, and it will also make it more kind of like connected to you because you're actually engaging in it. The final card, which is what will be next, is the Queen of Cups, and she's looking in here. Now, Again, she's another court card, so she can represent a person. So it could be that this person is either walking into your life who could become quite an important influence one way or another. For some of you, she could become a new partner, like a romantic partner. She could become a new, like an in-law, or I was going to say a sibling, but it's more about, even although I'm not just talking friends here, it feels something deeper. It feels as though there's some sort of family or in-law connection coming or whatever. She could be a very close, deep friend that either becomes important in your life or offers some deep insights or companionship or support or network. That's the feeling that the Queen of Cups often gives. Now, she's often a water sign person, or she could have a water rising sign. If it's not a person who's walking into your life, this could be the feelings that are coming for you. Now, she exudes the warmth and charity of giving, nurture, love, life, you're supporting people and communities and taking them in and feeling charitable, not just to everyone else, but also to herself and her close people. So there's a possibility, as I say, it can either be a person who's going to play a major influence or a role, or she's got the feeling that you're going to move into this vibe and experience those feelings that she gives off. So either way, it's a really beautiful finish for the reading, albeit a little bit unknown, if you get my drift. And it's exactly what the Wheel of Fortune does. It keeps things a little bit secret, and I guess so does a court card, because there are so many different possibilities that they can be. So I think you've got some fun to look forward to as the year rolls on, and I do think these changes are still coming. They're definitely not here totally in October, so it rolls on a little bit longer. So what we will do is put these cards away and then get the other deck out. So putting these ones away and finding out what your last oracle card is going to be. Let us do that. Using this deck, these are Saints and Angels. So this is for Gemini for October 2018. What last message are you giving them to ponder upon, utilise and uplift? One more shuffle. Okay. Optimism, guardian angel, and I think that kind of fits with some of the things we were saying, with some of the cards that came out. I didn't feel that there was much there to necessarily worry about, but of course each of you will have your own individual perspective and what's going on in your life. But by holding optimism, everything seems easier, everything seems more obtainable, the outcomes are visible. You're holding a higher vibrational energy as opposed to worry or doubt, self-doubt, general doubt, fear or anxiety. So optimism is a very positive, highly energized anticipation of what is coming. So by holding optimism, you are encouraging positivity in so many aspects and so many potential outcomes. So I think that's a great way for you guys to finish the reading. It is a beautiful card with its lovely gentle mauvey colours. Also, I see climbing the stairs there. There can be different references for climbing the stairs, but it's definitely about a pathway forward. And when I said at one point in the reading, taking a step at the bottom of a hill or a mountain, things like that, when we can't visualize the whole picture sometimes, we take one step at a time, and optimism helps to create that as well. If we stay in the now and take a step at a time, it's easier to see progress rather than looking at the overall big picture and becoming a bit worried about it or thinking, my God, that's unachievable. Because in reality, everything is achievable, whether it's time that it takes or energy or knowledge or input or money or anything. So there we are, guys. I trust you have had an Guys, we have actually arrived at this point, and I had shuffled the cards and this optimism card had arrived, but I now see I don't think I had recorded it for you. I thought I'd pushed the record button, but in fact it wasn't activated. So what I might do for you is pull one more card just so that you can see I didn't, randomly pull this one out. However, getting to optimism, it is a magical high vibrational energy. And when we hold anything with optimism, it's like having faith or belief or courage. It keeps us going in a positive way. And those steps there that the angel is about to climb, they're like taking one step at a time and knowing that you will get eventually to your outcome or your desired outcome. And as we take each step, we learn a little bit more, we understand a little bit more, and of course we see a little more of the overall picture. So having optimism is indeed a great positive in life, and it usually, once we set that energy or that emotion in place, then we can't, the negatives don't filter in the same, such as worry or self-doubt or doubt about an overall project or idea or concept. So let's just pull that back out again. And just because I don't believe I had the video was working, I will pull one more for you guys. So it's like a double positive actually. So let's see, just one more card for Gemini. What would you like them to know as a last message for them? And this is for Gemini. And forgiveness. St. Mary Magdalene. And of course, both of those are positive energies. They all are. The cards are lovely cards. They are saints and angels cards. So they do work in the positives of life, and they work in that gentle energy. If any of you have any forgiveness to do, I personally find it a very hard human emotion. It's one that I think we do struggle with, understanding the depth of forgiveness and how it actually heals ourselves. So if any of you have any forgiveness around you that you need to be looking at, don't forget self-forgiveness either. If you feel you've either not met your own standards, or that your integrity values you haven't been riding with lately, or you've had a change in direction around something, allow your own self-forgiveness to be part of the overall picture. And if there is someone else in your life that you need to forgive, as hard as it can be sometimes, and you don't need to walk up to them and actually tell them and say, hey, I forgive you. Sometimes it's just done from a personal perspective, and you just say it quietly to yourself and the celestial workers, and then you carry on moving on. But by doing that alone, it allows positivity and optimism and faith and healing to take place, and takes you forward at a quicker pace as well. So there we are, Geminis. You've had an interesting reading for sure. There's a lot going on within it, messages that are quite subtle, and also movement forward as the year progresses, I feel. So I trust you've enjoyed the reading. Thank you all for joining me. I love doing these readings for you, and I love it when you leave your comments. Please sub the channel and push the little bell beside it, and that way you will get all the notifications whenever there's a new upload. So take care everyone, have a wonderful October. Namaste.